Hi, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me either on my YouTube channel, True Divine 44, or my Facebook page, True Divine 44. Like, shares, subscribes and comments on either or both of those is greatly appreciated, and much love to everybody who's done that this far. I'm putting out as much free content as I can, one, to show what I do, two, to help support, guide and inspire those who want to be supported, guided and inspired. I'm picking up on the general energies, putting out general tarot readings, either sign by sign for each month, or as many as I can, the daily energy reads. So I'm translating those energies via tarot and bringing them to you because they're general. Some of them might resonate with you, some of them might not. They might all resonate with you, they might all not. It's up to you to discern what is for you and what is not for you, and to leave the rest behind. So this is for the 21st of March 2020, and I know we're all going through it right now, and that's not ending very soon, but you know, there is ways of making the most of what's happening right now, and one of them is to take advantage of things like this, of people trying to help, trying to put things out there that will help uplift you. So for the first card for the 21st of March 2020 is the Ten of Swords. Of course, it's not a nice card. It's not an easy card. The Ten of Swords is those 10 swords in your back. You know, it's the bleeding out from those swords being in your back, and boy, there's a lot of people feeling like they've got a lot of swords in the back. The one reprieve is that it's the 10, so it signifies the ending of a cycle, and it is the ending of a huge cycle collectively, for everybody involved. It's worldwide. It's that big. How many times can we say that actually things are happening, things are being manifested and causing the same feelings worldwide within everybody collectively? How many times in history can we say that that happens, where it's that one issue, or seemingly one issue, there's 10 issues, but seemingly one issue is causing a collective energy, a collective response, and that's happening right now. So that is, you know, a huge ending of a huge cycle. But with this ending, you know, because it's the swords, it is not easy. It is a mental strain. It causes dissatisfaction, disappointment, fear. It's been such a tough cycle in people's lives leading up to this point that, you know, you're drained, you feel low, you feel energetically zapped, you know. But you have to remind yourself that this is the ending, and with that ending there is always a new beginning coming in. So to clarify, this card, which is awesome, is an ace. So that's the one, that's the new beginning. So we've gone from the ending of a huge cycle to where there's lots of confusion, lots of disappointment, lots of disillusion, you know, but then the ace to clarify of the same suit as well. So where you've been marred and held down and controlled and manipulated in this suit, you're also being given this gift from the heavens, this gift from the universe in the same suit. So it counteracts it perfectly. Whereas this is the confusion, this is the clarity, this is the discernment, this is the knowing. Now, because of the two cards that these are, because they're swords, this knowing doesn't come without its own struggles either. You know, this ending doesn't end easily. You know, it's not something. The very people, the very things, the very constructs that were putting these swords in your back don't particularly want you to take them all out and have a brand new sword of clarity. So, you know, there is a little bit of to and fro here. This card, you know, is giving you clear vision, where this card there was too many swords, too many thoughts, too many options, too many directions that these swords could be coming from to discern anything really. This is one sword, this is clarity, this is clear vision, and it's 2020, so you know that the absolute clear vision. So On the greater stage, there's many people out there that this will not resonate with. There's many people out there that, you know, just will stay in this 10 for a much longer period, because they're failing to grab this clarity. They're failing to draw down this clarity. This clarity takes inner work. This clarity takes research of your own back. This card, this energy of this card of the Ace of Swords knows not to just take someone else's word for it, but to feel it through, think it through, research it through for yourself. This card does not want to be fooled anymore. It's had enough of all of these, this foolery, this manipulation, this control. It wants to discern for itself the energy of this card. And there's many people around that just aren't ready to do that yet. They're not ready to see through huge illusions, massive spells. And so that does make this ace a little bit difficult, because some of those people might be your family members, might be partners, might be friends. And everything in you, when you have seen through this illusion, when you've seen the people, things or constructs that have been put in these swords in your back and in other people's backs, you want to preach it, you want to shout it out, you want to give it to them, you want to give them that gift of clarity. In this time, that's nobody's to give. You can put the information out there, but you will end up hurting yourself if you try to push it onto somebody who's not ready, who hasn't even felt or recognized that there's swords in the back, that they're walking around bleeding out energetically, financially, physically, spiritually and emotionally, all of them. If they haven't seen that yet, if they haven't even had the niggles yet, so that can be quite hard, because you want to give them that clarity, you want to show them the truth, but it's the don't cast your pearls before swine saying, isn't it? Don't cast those pearls of knowledge before the swine. And that's not to say your family and friends are swine, it's just to say that they're not ready to contemplate and compute what you have to say, the truth that you know, the truth that you've researched for yourself. And it's hard also because the people who this resonates with, it feels still like a burden, in that it feels like such a breakthrough to know. But what is the point of knowing if you can't get enough people collectively to know? Because this is a numbers game now. This is because how many times can we say in history that worldwide people are in the exact same energy, facing the exact same threat, this seemingly one threat, to you know, that is such a threat to life, a threat to finances, a threat to the way we were living. You can't very often say that. So this is a huge ending. So for the people that resonate with these two cards, you will know that in order to determine a better reality for the future, for this beginning of this new cycle and this ending of this nightmare cycle, you need numbers. We need enough people to be able to see exactly who, what and when were putting these swords in our backs collectively. Who, what and when were up to no good, when on the face of it they were looking like they were philanthropists or friends or loved ones. So, and that's, of course, I'm talking about the wider stage, what's happening collectively, and then bring it down into individual lives. There's still, although there's that relief because you've had a niggle, that somebody in your life has been stabbing you in the back, manipulating, controlling you, there also comes a little bit of sadness with that, because you feel sad that one, somebody who you cared about would do that to you, and two, the sadness for self, in that, you know, you feel fooled, you feel manipulated, and that's not a nice feeling to have. So But again, concentrate on the fact that this is a bigger picture now. The people who are not meant to be in your life, the people who are not meant for good for you, let them drop away, let them be seen, let this clarity show who they are. The projects that you had planned that were no good, that just weren't going to work, again, there's that mourning period because maybe you've put a lot of time and effort into it. Businesses that you've loved and nurtured and been excited about, you know, I'm in that position. You have to just be able to let it go. For now, we're just dealing with ending this cycle of control and manipulation and for things that didn't work for us. And with clarity and discernment, we'll be able to see the path ahead much clearer. And we won't have these wounds, we won't have these energetic, physical and spiritual and financial wounds. We won't have those leaks, so the path will be much more clear. But it is a numbers game. We do need as many people as possible to have this Ace of Swords, to have this clarity and discernment, to be able to see both in their personal lives who has been or what has been put in these swords in their back, and on the greater stage, again, who or what has been put in swords in our backs collectively. So they're the first two cards. The second card is another ace, and it's the Ace of Wands. So this signifies real passion. So there are a lot of us out there that are starting to get fired up because we can feel this cycle ending. We can feel this huge point in time that will change how we've lived, change how we've thought, change how we are with one another. And so there's this almost passionate excitement about it. At the same time, this card, you know, you have to be able to rein in this passion. You have to be able to control it and direct it in a way that will be good for you, because this overexcitement, this this fizz that you've got inside to want to come on, get it over and done with already. It's knowing to have that patience to not go charging in with this sword, with this passionate wand. And that speaks to, in people's personal lives right now, maybe isn't the best time to go into new relationships, to try and build something that you would want to last on the back of the ending of a huge cycle. It just doesn't feel right now. You know, let it fizz, let it be passionate, play with it, have some fun with it, you know, have some flirting with it, but don't be building big castles in the sky regarding relationships, new relationships today or right now. Let this cycle end, let this cycle fizzle out, and then you can light your way to your new. But this also does signify that, you know, because this cycle is ending and this wand is burning in many people, there's new ideas, there's new creation, there's new creative ways of living that is going to come forward from people. You know, people are going to start to get excited about living in a different way, both collectively and individually. New inventions can come from this kind of passionate wand. So, you know, while people have got time on their hands, while people are isolated, there is in a lot of people new ideas, new ways of thinking, seeing how they could come back bigger and stronger with this new creative idea, with this new passion for something. To clarify, that is the Three of Wands. But it's in reverse, and I think that speaks to maybe, although this is very, very passionate and wanting to get in there, you know, thrust its way in there quite literally. The horizon isn't quite clear right now. It's all to play for, so to speak, as to what kind of horizon is going to manifest itself to us after this huge cycle ending, and what kind of horizon I feel is still being built. What kind of horizon it's going to be is still being built, is still being manifested by people. And that's the important thing about not living in fear right now, about not being controlled right now, about, you know, doing the inner work right now while you have time on your hands, because you have to know that manifestation is real. And so if you're living in fear, if you're living under control, if you're living under illusions, then you're going to manifest a horizon, both for yourself and the collective, that isn't too good, doesn't look too good for everybody. Whereas if these cards resonate with you, and these other two first cards resonate with you, you know, you're manifesting something by your positive thoughts, by your inner work, by your inner fire starting to burn for new passionate ideas, new passionate creative ideas and relations that are to come. You're manifesting quite literally the horizon that you want to see. So it's important right now that even when everything is against us being positive as a collective, even when everything is wanting to limit happiness, wanting to limit feeling blissful and having fun, even when everything around us is desperately trying to keep us in this Ten of Swords energy rather than this Ace of Swords and Ace of Wands, it's more important than ever right now. This is like a war, and spiritually it's more important than ever right now that you stay uplifted, that you do things to make you smile, to make you laugh, that you do things that is looking forward, looking ahead, creating new ideas right now, because this is embryonic. This is an idea, this is a passion, it's an embryonic idea, an embryonic passion. So, and with this being in reverse for me, it absolutely says to me that through you thinking like positive with these two aces, through you thinking in a way of thinking forward, not looking back, it's literally building the horizon that you would like to see. Now, collectively, if there is so many of us feeling like this and doing this while we've got time on our hands, can you imagine the reality that we can bring in, the horizon that we can bring in for both ourselves individually and as the collective? We can bring in something awesome, we can bring in something new, we can let go of all constructs that didn't work and already be ready to jump on and get ready to build something new, because believe you me, it's already manifesting in the behind the scenes. It's just up to us to keep up this positivity, to get to that horizon, to turn this card around and see those ships coming in from the horizon that we've built, that we've manifested, that we've created, that we've passionately, with this wand, it's a wand, you know, we've cast that spell to manifest something that is good, that is whole, that is happy, that it works. The third card being the Ten of Pentacles. Now, in your personal life, this could signify, you know, families getting things in order, and, you know, wills being wrote out, inheritances being promised. But also, for the greater stage, for the collective, I feel that this is part of these two aces of claiming back our rightful place, claiming back the land we live in, you know, being able to manifest a time where we can own something, where we can work some land, where we can build something that is actually ours. It's not just ours on credit, that we never really own, that, you know, it can be taken away. There's a real energy of people claiming back their rightful place, claiming back their rightful inheritance, especially regarding land, especially regarding finance, especially regarding the things that have been stolen for so many years during this Ten of Swords cycle. And again, this is the start of the reading. Ten of Swords, very tough, a little bit of disappointment, hurt. The Ten of Pentacles is ending the reading. Today signifies huge cycles being put into motion to end and begin. So that this is a real promise from the universe to say, if you can stay positive, if you can put that creative energy to work right now, to build that horizon, then it's there for the taking. It's there for the reclaiming of things that have been taken and stolen. To clarify this card, we have the Queen of Swords. So this Queen of Swords is discernment herself. She's full of wisdom, she's full of courage, and she sees things for how they are, where she's welcoming, where she's very kind. She is also so intellectual, and she doesn't suffer fools gladly. She knows her divinity. She knows what she can claim back, and she's not afraid to go for it. She's not afraid to speak her truth. This queen does speak the truth, and it can be quite curt sometimes, because again, she doesn't suffer fools gladly. It could be quite sharp, but it's because usually when this queen comes in, she needs to either cut something away or claim something back. And to clarify this Ten of Pentacles, she's claiming back that rightful place of her individual throne. So I think there's lots of people doing that today, to say, I will not be. You might be able to, you know, lock me away for now. You might be able to keep me isolated for now. But actually where I stand, where I am, I'm just going to use this time wisely. I'm going to speak the truth. I'm going to let people know what's up. I'm going to let myself know what's up. I'm going to take the time to do the inner work. I'm going to use this time constructively to discern what is true, what is good, and claim back my divinity. So there's lots of people doing that, so it's a positive day. This card kept flying out. It's the Six of Pentacles. I think it came up yesterday or the day before, and this is the card of reciprocity and generosity. So just as a quick reminder at the end of the reading to say, look after each other. Do things, you know, for strangers that you see upset. Do something to make them feel better, to make them feel like they're not alone. Because none of us are truly alone in this situation, which again is very unique, that worldwide none of us are truly alone, because we're all feeling it, we're all going through, we're all experiencing the same control, the same manipulation. So actually, what can we do in our personal lives to change the outlook of that horizon on here? We can absolutely kick back and fight back in this spiritual and physical war to say, well, actually, no, I'm going to look after my fellow man and woman. I'm going to look after my brothers and sisters collectively. We're all going to do something, somewhere, somehow, each day to uplift others, to give to others, to share with others. I've got to say, this does speak as well to the people who have been foolish enough to be manipulated by whatever is deliberately put out there, i.e. toilet roll, you know, toilet roll gate. Is that the right word? Because how ridiculous. You know, here's this card that represents community, generosity, reciprocity, and people, not necessarily people who've resonated with this reading, because that's not in here at all, this is just a side note. But the people who don't resonate with this reading, the absolute opposite of this reading, are the people who would go out and clear the shelves of a product just because there's been a couple of deliberate videos put out there of people hoarding that said product. And that's enough to trigger them to take from everyone, to make everyone suffer. But again, there's no wisdom in that, no wisdom at all. Do people not want other people's butts to be clean? Because right now, if you're frightened of this, you know what, then you know you want people to be as clean as possible. So share, because if you take it all, they can't be as clean as possible, can they? If they haven't got a bee there, they're pretty stuck. So you want to see through illusions, and the truth is, right now, all we have is each other. Right now, all we can build on is community, is reciprocity, is generosity, because that's what's been taken away. And so we need to put it back into the system collectively by just doing something, anything each day to uplift somebody else, or to give to somebody else, or receive gratefully from somebody else. So just a side note, on the bottom of the deck we have the Three of Swords that came up yesterday. Painful, you know, stabs to the heart. It does hurt seeing through these illusions. It does hurt realizing you've been played. It does hurt realizing you've been manipulated. But now it's on the bottom of the deck, so it's just like that underlying undertone. You know, you can just still smell it. You can't smell it like fully. It's not like somebody's just sprayed the perfume. It's like it's a few days old in the room. You can smell it still, but not very much. It's an undertone now, whereas it was very full on in the reading yesterday. So again, that speaks to this Ten of Swords, this endings of cycles, and Ten of Pentacles, endings of cycles and beginnings of new ones. On the bottom of the other deck is the Page of Wands, but it's the Page of Wands reversed. So again, with this Ace, that I was feeling a little bit of urgency in people, you know, not jumping on things and trying to do things too quick, like waiting to manifest that full horizon. This page, you know, whereas usually he's spreading good news, usually he's the messenger of good news, this page could be spreading, like I've just been saying with the Six of Pentacles and Lou Rollgate, of, you know, manipulation, lies, you know, gossip. It might be that a lot of people are experiencing a lot of gossip in their personal lives right now, because what's on the wider stage reflects into our personal lives inevitably. So, you know, just be aware of that. Don't be triggered by that. They don't know you. But, you know, you can see them. If this reading resonates with you, you can definitely see them coming, and just see through any illusion and manipulation that you might be trying to be played again. The greater stage and those within your life trying to pull you back to this Ten of Swords energy. Don't let that happen. Stay in your Ace of Swords and your Ace of Wands, and your Queen of Swords, discernment, seeing through illusions, waiting for the right time, but knowing that there's a new horizon, knowing that this time is not wasted. This time is precious time that you can take to really manifest the horizon that you want for your life, the reality that you want in your life, the world that you want to create, both individually and collectively. So I hope that helped. If you'd like to support me by booking a private reading, then you can do so by messaging me with any of the details above or below this video, depending on where you're watching it. Or you can send me a message on Messenger, but do put in capitals which service you're after. I can't do massage right now because of what's going on, but any energy work we can do via Skype or FaceTime. A reading we can do via Skype or FaceTime. So you can do that for me if you have the means to do so. If not, I'm going to continue to put out this content to give back a little bit and help my brothers and sisters out there. And I'm sending you all so much love, understanding and compassion. Be balanced and be whole as always. Love you.